You ever do a whole bunch of planning and then realize that if one thing doesn't go your way, all of your planning is going to fall short? Well, that's the situation I find myself in right now. Welcome back to Lantern Year 9. The Gorn treated us well when it comes to resources, not to mention the leftover stuff, but I set everything out. I know what I want to do. Whether or not I can do it depends on if I innovate ammonia right now. We need ammonia to do what I want to do. There's no guarantee I'm going to get it. If I don't get it, well, I'll have to replan everything because I won't be able to do anything I want. If I do get it, I really hope I get it. So, we do have Symposium. I'm going to put these four face down. And let's hope with all hope that one of these is the card I need. Alright, none of them are the card I need. So it looks like I will not be gaining. I won't be doing any of this. Well, most of it. That's going to make things awkward as hell. Alright, so we have storytelling once again. We have cooking, which I haven't fully looked into, but I'm going to have a lot of leftover resources, so that's a possibility. Records here. Spend 2 endeavors. You can move the Nemesis encounter with the Watcher 1 year forward. So make it sooner. Record keeping duty, skip the next hunt. 3 to 5, you learn nothing. 6 to 9, gain any fighting art a survivor currently has. Does not include secret fighting arts. And then 10, set your hunt XP to 0. You may gain the benefits of the age story event again. So records is, if you can get the 10, one way to reset your hunt XP while keeping your stats. Would be cool if Marth could do that, but 2 endeavors to attempt that? That's unrealistic. Departing survivors gain a survival. Survivors nominated for intimacy may give themselves a surname if they do not have one. A newborn survivor inherits the surname of one parent, their weapon type, and half rounded down of their weapon proficiency levels. So this kind of makes the surnames official. I've been doing surnames already, but every newborn kid would get slight benefits. And this might not be so bad. And then storytelling once again, which does the white speaker possibility for 2 endeavors while increasing the survival limit. I want to look at cooking. I want to see exactly how it works. Guess it would be a settlement event, yeah. Cooking! So, experiment with scraps of foodstuffs. Savory discovery is palatable. Select one cooking recipe, archive the listed resources to create a dish. The settlement phase, any survivor may consume the resulting dish and gain the benefit. Any uneaten dishes are at loss. So... Looks like they all give 10 survival and they all do a random benefit. Those are the only cooking recipes. Man, that's really hard to get all this stuff. So, like, getting a vermin is rare enough as it is. They all need a vermin. And then other particulars. So I don't know if cooking is really worthwhile at the moment. It does give your survival limit an increase. I think I'll get the family. Family seems to be the most handy here. We'll put the rest of these cards in the innovation deck. We do add family consequences to the innovation deck. So let's do that real quick. Let's see, family, clan of death. Ugh, I wish I had I wish I got the ammonia. Alright, clan of death, probably the only one. We'll double check. Family. Yes, okay. So we'll add that to the deck. Get an extra survival when we depart, so that's 3 now. However, with no ammonia, my plans here change. Dramatically change. Now this will stay the same. This right here, we're going to unlock the leather worker at the very least. And yeah, I was looking through this. I was planning to do some leather making, but you need ammonia to make leather. So we're just going to have it unlocked for now. The next thing I'll do, since I need to replan these resources and the use of this endeavor, I will use the love juice here. I'll just get rid of it. And I figured let's get Monkey to try and pass on his lineage. And now that we have family, we can just instantly give the kid a proficiency. So we're going to have Monkey and Lindis hook up and make us some babies. Possibly. Do you get a 6? 6 should be good. Should be 1 kid. Alright, yep. 1 new survivor kicking and screaming into the world. Alright. So let's get this chart out here and do some stuff. First of all, are you a male or are you a boy or are you a girl? 2 will be a boy. Evens. I was doing evens and odds in my head. As usual, nothing new here. Next up, will you inherit Monkey's last name or Lindis's last name? Actually, since we're doing a 3rd generation, well, if I'm doing family, I have to inherit the last name. So evens, odds would have been boy, girl again. So we have a new McLeod here. Let's see. McLeod was Star Fox. Oh, right. So if he's taking the McLeod last name, we're going to give him a Fire Emblem first name. Because Lindis is Fire Emblem. So this is a guy. We don't have Ike yet. So we're going to have Ike McLeod. Ike McLeod. Survival limit is at 7. I think. Yes. Get 1 survival for being named. We can do all the things. Now, the new family benefits. Let's see. Since they're starting a family, and since I won McLeod, what I'm going to do as I do family benefits is our lovers will change their last names. So I'll put in parentheses their maiden names, whoever switches over. Alright. So first we do that. Newborn survivor inherits the surname of 1 parent, their weapon type, and half rounded down of their weapon proficiency. Okay, so that would be axe, and half of 2 would be 1. So they are axe proficient. They already have 1 towards that. Nothing else fancy going on regarding that. So here is Ike McLeod. I will say he is 3rd generation. Of Monkey and Lindis. Okay. Very cool. So say hello to Ike. We will put these guys back for the time being. I just want to get the love juice out of the way. Alright, with that, this person, Palutena, she no longer has to skip the next hunt. She skipped the next hunt, so she's back and ready to go. Alright, nothing else there. Now, what I was going to do with this stuff here, let me organize these. This is a bone, this is a hide, this is a hide. I was going to make leather boots or something. I was going to make a leather shield, and I was going to make a phoenix greaves, one of those types of items. But now that I'm not doing that, this is an organ or a hide, right? This is an organ. This thing can be one of everything. I have tons of leftover organs. We have like 7 organs here. 4, 5, 6. 6. We have 2 bones. I was going to spare this bone. So the first backup item I know that I want, since we're fighting the Kingsman and the shield is good for his trap, we're going to make a knuckle shield. So that will be 2 bones. I may as well keep a meaty rib. So we're going to do this. This will be a knuckle shield. I won't commit it yet, but we're going to pick up a shield. This one is not that fancy. None of the shields are too fancy. This one I guess is pretty fancy. Has 1 strength. You can swing it as a weapon. Hits on 7s. 3 attacks. If you wound with the shield, you get to block once for free. For those that don't know how shields work, you spend your action upon activation to ready block. So you sacrifice attacking the shield yourself and you ignore 1 hit. As if you dodged, you just ignore 1 hit of your choice. After you roll all the hit locations, you get to choose which one you're blocking. So handy. And if we recall, against the Kingsman, a shield automatically blocks his acid spray trap. So if I can see it coming, we can get our shield guy to trigger it all. Now, the next thing that I want to do as a backup emergency, since I need another tank, we need more armor desperately, and I can't just hoard stuff and expect to do well. What I'm going to do is finish a second rawhide set. So let me take a. This is just a cloth and then 3 of these eye patches that, hey, maybe someday we'll get a blinded character and use. Alright. So we're gonna make a gloves, a boots, and the pants, whatever the waist is. And to do that, we'll use a monster hide, a jiggling lard, and because I plan on farming the phoenix, we have to use one of these. I don't know which one's rarer. We'll use the small feathers. So these 3 will be used in the skinnery. And what we would want is rawhide gloves, rawhide boots, and the rawhide pants. That would complete a second rawhide set. So we have 2 slightly tankier characters, even though this Kingsman will be completely fucking them up. Whew, boy. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And we're gonna make the knuckle shield. So that leaves me with a ton of monster organs, an extra hide, and a meaty rib. Well, I'm actually going to waste the tail feathers. Because while I would love to stockpile hide, I need a bandage back, just in case. Which means I'm not doing anything with this bone. We can just hold on to the bone for the time being. I could get another bone dart, but I'd have to build here, like figure out what characters are wearing what, how I want them all set up. So for the time being, I'll just save that. For the organ, I do have a ton of organs. While it's not the greatest item in the world, it lets you depart with an extra survival. So I'm just going to spend one on a fecal salve. And I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have 6, so we'll just get a fecal salve. This I've looked extensively because I have no stout hide. I can't make Gorm suit stuff, and because I don't have ammonia, I can't make leather, which means I can't make Phoenix stuff because it all needs leather, or any of the leather set things because they need leather. So basically what we need is ammonia, and we need a ton of hide. And since I need ammonia, I might fight the level 2 lion after we do the Kingsman, because the lion has an event where if you have a 3+ knowledge character, you could get ammonia for free. So I think I'm gonna try and get ammonia for free off of that if I'm lucky. If not, we'll innovate and hope to God we get it this time. 4 cards out of 17. It's not the best odds in the world to get what I want. We're kind of stuck without getting ammonia now. I wish I innovated it sooner. I didn't realize you needed it. 2 leather make. But alright, enough of me. So, I have 2 endeavors left. Since I have spare scrap that I don't care about for something like augury, yeah, what I'm going to do is try and make more kids. We're gonna have Mario opt to augury here, so let's do 1 augury for Mario. See what he gets. He does get an 8, so how about that? We will be doing an intimacy event. I may as well, even though Peach is already hooked up with somebody. Who hasn't hooked up with somebody? Samus did. Palutena hasn't, so since Peach already did, we'll hook up with Palutena instead. So let's get these 2 dice here. We'll roll on the intimacy chart, picking the highest because we love our children. Oh baby, a 10 or a 10? I think we'll take the 10. We do have Havel, a special child. I guess this is what happens when you get a hero to have sex with a goddess. A special child. On this day, everyone remembers the birth of a very special child. Where she steps, hope flourishes. I don't know why it says where she steps, because it can be a boy or a girl. We are doing the birth of a savior, our first savior. The newborn vanishes from the loving arms of the settlement for a fraction of a second. In that second, it spends a lifetime in the domain of the ethereal dreamer and returns with a dream. Choose one. I will choose. We'll look at those later. Oh man, I get to do a couple things with this. So, firstly, let's determine if we're a boy or a girl. Do get a 1, which is odd, so that would be a girl. Next thing I want to do, when I get a savior, and she doesn't really have hunt XP, they're both sword. He does, but rounded down, she would only get 1. And I don't necessarily want her to be sword, so instead of doing the family line, and I've thought about this, for the savior, it says here for a fraction of a second they're teleported out of existence, and then they spend a lifetime in the domain of the ethereal dreamers. So what I was thinking is, even though they had the kid, this kid's so special that we can create a new bloodline with the savior. So I'll still denote who the parents were. But this is going to be savior. Who's a good Nintendo female? Let me think for a minute. Who do I want to use here for this? Someone we haven't used yet. It's all kinds of options. It's all kinds of choices. I'm just trying to choose from a franchise we haven't utilized yet. That'd be a good one. Could do the Kirby franchise. Who's a cool female in the Kirby franchise? That's a good question, because I don't know if most of those have gender. What about the fairy from Kirby 64? Crystal Shards. I don't remember her name. Plot. Oh man, it just says one of the fairies fled from her home. Didn't give her a name. I'd have to look on the Kirby wiki. Okay, well since I can't remember their name, what about somebody else? Got a good one. It's gonna be Paula from Earthbound. Psychic girl Paula. I won't make a surname for her yet. We'll wait until she... Well, what was Paula's last name? So now I need to look that up. Earthbound Paula. Where's your last name, Paula? No, I guess she doesn't have a last name. So she'll be, I guess, Earthbound. Paula Earthbound, even though she's out in some alternate universe. Savior Paula Earthbound. Alright, let's get this up to 7. And she is second generation kid. Daughter to Mario and Palutena. And she is a savior. There's nowhere to mark that they're a savior, right? I guess you just keep it in mind. Okay, so here's how a savior works. They have a dream. It's either the dream of the beast, the crown, or the lantern, aka your affinity of being red, green, or blue. So the newborn would gain 1 permanent affinity of the associating color, and then the following abilities. For red, keratosis, each red affinity you have one of your attack rolls hits automatically each attack. Red is pretty OP. Red Life Exchange. In the aftermath, you gain 3 additional Hunt XP. You may not place other gear in your grid. Gain 1 permanent strength with each age milestone. When you retire, you cease to exist. So the thing about saviors is they get expended quickly. And unlike other people who retire, there's an item called the Hours Ring from the Phoenix. The Hours Ring lets you retired wearers can depart. So you can bring your elite veteran citizens back to fight as long as they're wearing that. Although you can see it's an other. So these guys cease to exist when they hit their final age. The green one gains 1 to every hit location for each green affinity they have. And then Green Life Exchange, they gain 3 additional Hunt XP. You may not place other gear in your gear grid, gain 1 permanent evasion with each age milestone. So it's the tank. And then the blue one, they gain this amount of range, and your melee weapons gain this amount of reach. So every affinity of blue they have, they get distance added to their attacks. And they have Blue Life Exchange in the aftermath. They get 3 additional Hunt XP. So they get 4 Hunt XP per round. If you remember the Phoenix battle, how quickly that gets intense, it would be this. So 2, 3, 4. They're literally only good for 4 fights. Unless you eliminate their XP with like the records thing or whatever. Anyway, they gain 1 permanent luck with each age milestone, so they're sort of a utility. Since I'm having this kid, I would have to figure out, I believe the most things I can build is red. I could also have them do all of this blue. Because that would be 1, 2, 3, that would be 4 blue. 4 blue. 4 increased permanent luck. Plus the luck from the luck stone. If I gave them a weapon, if I gave them something else instead of the cat eye, so instead of supporting, because we're fighting the Kingsman, if they're wounding with the luck, they have a high chance of just ignoring his insane toughness value. Yeah, this might, blue might be the way to go. Normally I would determine this randomly. I could give him bandages just as a backup. So it's the obvious choices here, red or blue. I don't have a lot of green stuff yet. Each red affinity you have, your attack rolls automatically hit. Oh, I was doing this wrong. They wouldn't have insane amounts of luck. That's what the age milestone. So they would have an insane amount of range and reach. Having a crazy amount of reach to stay out of range of the guy seems pretty decent to me. Although his toughness is so high, I'd have to be critting in order to wound. Automatically hitting is pretty cool too. I think red is imbalancedly the best. With maybe green as the follow-up. We'll go red. So, the Dream of the Beast. Oh, here she is. So, I'll mark it down here – that she dreamt of the beast. Savior. And that gets the Keratosis ability. So hopefully it's in here. I don't know if they are in here. It might be. Keratosis. So I just saw Lucarne. So yeah, they're in here. We just need to find it. Keratosis. Alright, gain red permanent affinity. For each red you have, one of your attack rolls automatically hits each round. In the aftermath, you gain 3 additional hunt XP. You may not place other gear in your gear grid. Gain a permanent +1 strength with each age milestone, and when you retire, your body disappears in a flash of red light as you cease to exist. So, welcome to the world, Savior Paula Earthbound. This will be interesting. Alright, with that intimacy event over, she does increase their pop. I don't think well, let me count, so I forget now. 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Why is my pop not correctly updated? We're at 18 people? I'll double check that. 4, 6, that would be 11, and then that would be 18. Okay, so we're at 18 population. And what I'm going to do is, for the last thing, the last item, Metroid was the new guy. I'll consider what my last endeavor is going to be for after this. So, thank you guys for watching our preparation. It didn't go how I wanted, but we'll make the best do that we can. When I come back, we'll spend that endeavor, and then I will set up everybody who's going to hunt a level 2 Kingsman. Good luck to me. I'm still gonna need it. Thanks for watching, everyone.